What if I tell you Phrolova doesn't just bend the rules of Wuthering Waves combat, she threatens to rewrite them entirely. Until recently, the state of limited 5-star sub-DPS units in Wuthering Waves was, well, politely put, underwhelming. But now we're seeing the rise of a new breed, units that look and feel like they were built to headline the show, not just to support it. Brant set the tone, Phoebe followed suit, Shakona raised eyebrows, and now Phrolova is here to shake the table. These are sub-DPSs that can not only hold their own but thrive as main carries within their niche. This shift is invigorating for both veterans and newcomers alike, expanding the meta with characters who don't just sit in one role, they dominate both. Yo, welcome back to the channel. Kamusta po sa inyong lahat? For years, we've slotted characters into tidy, familiar roles. Main DPS, support, sub-DPS. And for just as long, the sub-DPS has been treated like the middle child of team building. Never quite strong enough to carry on their own, never quite supportive enough to feel essential, always replaceable, always reliant on someone else to shine. But what happens when a character like Phrolova steps in and asks, why not do both? If you've been tracking the evolution of sub-DPS units in Wuthering Waves, well, you know the story all too well. Pair them with a stronger main DPS, cross your fingers that their buffs are worthwhile, and hope their personal damage isn't completely laughable. Yinlin, practically handcuffed to Shang Liao. Sheshi, once Jinshi's co-star, is now a mainstay in Carlotta's highlight reels. Cantarella, Jinshi's current ride or die, until Phrolova crashes the party. Sub-DPS units have rarely, if ever, controlled their own destiny. Until now, Phrolova is not content to be someone's sidekick. On field, she delivers consistent, scaling damage that feels nothing like the paper cuts we've come to expect from typical sub-DPS units. Off field, her coordinated damage keeps rolling even after she tags out, keeping pressure on the enemy while your main DPS takes the spotlight. That's some kind of Harry Potter wizardry. Jinshi, for instance, thrives in this setup. Phrolova opens with a barrage, sets up coordinated damage, and then Jinshi swoops in for her quick nuke. But the moment Jinshi exits, Phrolova isn't done. Her follow-up strikes continue, ensuring no second of downtime goes to waste. And on her own, Phrolova can dish out over 500,000 damage, a number that easily eclipses any sub-DPS we've seen so far. Sure, you can slap a main DPS build on Sheshi and try to make it work, but let's be honest here. You can't turn water into wine. You're not Jesus Christ. And a support-oriented kid will never truly outshine a dedicated damage dealer. That's the main DPS's job, to bring the pain, fast and furious. But Phrolova, her kit practically screams hyper carry. She functions like a main DPS with benefits. And yet, squint just a little and you'll see it. She's still playing the sub-DPS role too, just on her own terms. This kind of gameplay flow is new, it's aggressive, it's fluid, and it makes the entire team feel more alive. And more importantly, it proves something players have been quietly craving, that hybrid roles can work, that we don't need to pigeonhole units into main or sub categories, that damage can be dynamic, that synergy can actually be shared. And here's the thing, Phrolova doesn't need a crutch to be relevant. Her numbers are high enough to earn a spot in nearly any comp. And her kit is so self-sufficient, it laughs in the face of gimmicks and dependency. She's not tethered to a specific DPS, and she doesn't need another sub-DPS holding her hand. She doesn't wait around to be carried, she does the carrying herself. If there's one unit that complements her well, maybe it's Cantarella. And even then, it's a partnership, not a lifeline. Cantarella's flexibility allows her to support Phrolova and Jinshi at the same time too. But make no mistake, Phrolova is fully capable of stealing the spotlight on her own. Compare that to the usual sub-DPS design, where everything hinges on finding the perfect pairing. It's like speed dating your way through your roster and hoping for chemistry. And when that fails, you're left with a character that only exists to buff someone better. It's a miserable way to build. Take Lupa, for example. She's built with monofusion in mind. Sure, you could technically force her into other teams, but she only truly shines when surrounded by her fellow fusion allies. And yet, despite this strict design, her buffs are so potent that they completely outweigh the limitations. With Lupa, fusion comms run smoother, hit harder, and simply outperform anything that leans on Shorekeeper as the lone crit buffer. Lupa may be niche, but she's niche with impact. Phrolova redefines what it means to be a sub-DPS, blending off-field support and coordinated strikes with the kind of raw, on-field damage we typically reserve for main DPS units. She doesn't just assist in damage rotations, she actually initiates them, drives them, and finishes them off with authority. Every frame of her kit feels intentional, like she was sculpted to outclass expectations and rewire how we think about role hierarchies. When Phrolova is on the field, the question isn't who's the carry, it's how long until she steals the show again. Kuro Games seems to be listening, with more hybrid designs like Brant and Shakona or even Phoebe entering the spotlight. It's clear the devs are exploring a new paradigm. Characters who can anchor their own damage rotations while still playing nicely with others. Units that don't sit in the corner waiting for their 10 seconds of outro skill fame. And Phrolova might be the strongest expression of this philosophy yet. Wuthering Waves is evolving and not a damn moment too soon. With characters like Phrolova leading the charge, we're entering a new era. An age where hybrid dominance isn't the exception, but the expectation. The question isn't just who should I build around, it's who can't I build around. And more, the answer is anyone bold enough to shoulder the spotlight themselves. Phrolova is showing us the way. So, are we ready to follow? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe hit that notification bell because I don't want you missing all future videos. Thank you so much for watching and maraming salamat po. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.